Hi everybody, welcome to this month's Live with Layla. I am really keen to talk to our guest expert for the month, the lovely Tracey Monroe, who we have here on the screen. We're going to get into Tracey's story, but just for a moment, I'm just going to explain from an ex-salon owner to lots of you that are also salon owners right now. We are a predominantly female-led industry. Of course, we get men coming into our businesses, but predominantly we get women of all ages going through different chapters of their life. This particular interview with Tracey, we are going to look into more about the menopause, because whether you like it or not, it's coming one day. Some of us sooner than later, but nevertheless, we are all going to go through the menopause. And I think as a female industry, it's really important for us to really understand what the menopause really is, how our clients are going through the menopause, how we can help and support them. You know, we are a beauty therapist, some of us, and we have to think of that second word and how we can really be there for them in a way that maybe their husbands aren't, or their brothers or their dads, and just people around them that wouldn't necessarily get it. So, hello, Tracey.
Hello, Layla.
Breathe. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Now, I know this is our second attempt. We had to reschedule the first interview, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I'm really keen to find out, you know, how you are now helping salon owners to really guide them through this. Unless you've gone through it yourself, you don't really know what you're talking about. Of course, there's Google documents and websites and whatnot, but for you, and I know that you're going to talk to us about this, for you having gone through the menopause, you found your calling almost to then really serve and help women in salons like yourself, being a beauty therapist, so that we can really hold the hands of our clients that are going through the menopause as well.
Yes, because like you say, I have been through it myself. At 42, I was told by my GP that I was too young to be going through the menopause, but I probably had about 75% of symptoms that I'd gone to him with. And he just sent me away. And I thought, well, what do I do next? Thankfully, I decided to go and see another doctor who was very much more supportive, and straight away my main symptom at that point was lack of sleep.
Right.
And I am not good if I don't sleep. Like I am very ratty. So I decided so I said to the doctor, the second doctor, that I needed some sleep, and it was the hot sweats that were keeping me awake. Literally waking up 2-3 times at night with soaking wet bed, and I just couldn't cope with it. So he was very much more sympathetic and gave me a drug called clonidine, which is a blood pressure drug that is known to help with hot sweats. So he gave me that after thinking that I was he actually thought that I was depressed, and I said to him, I'm not depressed, I know I need sleep. And within 3 weeks I went back to see him. I was like a different woman. And but thankfully I'm quite a strong woman, so I was able to navigate that, and I knew my own body as well and knew what I needed to ask for, whereas I experience it at work where maybe women don't know that they're going through the menopause. They just know that they don't feel quite themselves. They want to feel back to their normal self, and can't maybe always put their finger on the exact symptoms. And I found that people were saying, menopausal women, or that sort of age group of women, were saying to me, I always feel so much better when I've been to see you. Like you say, we're beauty therapists, and so they would feel better. And I just thought I wanted to take that one step further.
Well, take two. I'm not too sure what happened there, but we lost signal for a moment. So let's pick up where we left off, Tracey. You were talking about your doctor and how you got on to another doctor. At this point, I just want to say, We are all guilty of hanging on to every word our doctors say. We seem to think that doctors are like, what they say must be correct. So the fact that you were like, actually, no, I know my body, I'm going to go and seek advice from a second doctor. That's really good. And then you got the help.
Yeah, and then I got the help I needed, and then that started me on my sort of journey. But what I found out since, Layla, is unfortunately only 41% of universities, medical universities, have a mandatory menopause training on their curriculum.
Wow.
What they do is a lot of the doctors are expected to be trained in general practice when they do their general practice placements. The problem is if you've got those doctors that aren't trained, they're not going to get that training.
Sounds like that was your first doctor.
And this is where Dr. Louise Newson is championing, and she is fabulous. And if any of you have menopausal symptoms or have clients with menopausal symptoms, send them to Dr. Louise Newson. She has a podcast, she has Instagram, Facebook, and she is a doctor that specializes in the menopause, and she is actually training doctors now. Wow. Training GPs. So yeah, and she's fabulous, and she has lots of resources on there, really helpful.
Wow. So for you now, having gone through it and not in the best experience either, having gone through it yourself, I see it as you are helping twofold now, because you can help salon owners, which is now your, like I say, you had almost like your calling. And I assume you starting to help salon owners. Was this something born out of lockdown? Was it a lockdown?
Yes, what happened was during lockdown I got very much more into I've always been fairly spiritual and into wellness, and during lockdown I was helping my clients with their wellness. I set up a Facebook group that we were talking about wellness and trying to keep them sort of happy and content through lockdown, because obviously a lot of us found it we all found it very difficult, didn't we? We couldn't see those people that we wanted to see. And so I started training more in meditation and mindfulness and things like that. Wow. So I found that I was really helping people just by doing things like recording my daily walk and just having a chat with people on there, and started building up this following, and that really got me going more down the wellness route. When I went back to salon, I niched my treatments quite massively, and my main age group is midlife women now, where they're either perimenopausal, menopausal, or postmenopausal. So that's why I set up my Facebook group, Mastering Menopause Mindfully, because that then gives people a safe place and a very positive place as well. Yeah. I'm not saying we don't get symptoms, we do, but we try in there to look at things from a positive point of view, rather than some of the groups can be very doom and gloom, and I recognize that, and I didn't want that for my I didn't want it for myself or for any people that followed me. So that's why I made that safe container where we can talk about anything. I think it's definitely been a gap in our market, in our industry, because you being in the industry, how many years have you been a beauty therapist for? Since I was 18. How many years? I don't know how old you are. 35 years. Wow, Tracey. God, I didn't know that. Yeah, so the thing is I really think that we can help women a lot, because women generally come to us and they will start to talk to us about small changes. Might even be the changes in their periods, it might be their changes in their moods or how they're feeling in themselves. And if we start if we know what we're sort of looking for, we can then help navigate them to the right places to get the right help, which is why I'm developing some education for our industry, because I really want to help women. I really want to help as salon workers to realize what women are going through, and you know, when you know the symptoms, you can then piece them together and think, oh, last time Jackie was saying about this, that and the other, you know, this time she's saying about this, and then you start to build that picture and you start to see that maybe there's some links there that they need menopausal help.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. So not only have you got all those years of experience of being a therapist, just a beauty therapist, you've now super niched and you found your calling, and now, like you've just said, coming out of lockdown, you now specialize or attract probably a certain type of clientele, you know, a certain age range, a certain demographic that are peri, going through, or post. So you just touched on education, how you are going to help women move forward. Are we talking helping salon owners that may be going through it themselves, and are we talking helping salon owners so that they've got the guidance to help their female clients? So you've actually got two different types of audiences to help.
I'm going to do both. I trained further, just finished earlier this year. I trained as an IAPCNM coach, qualified coach, and I'm the mindful menopause coach now. So I'm helping women that are navigating this problem, because 1 in 10 women consider giving up their job due to menopause symptoms, which I find really sad. There's also an awful lot of suicide in this. It's the biggest suicide rate in the menopausal age range. So what happens is, menopause happens at a time where generally we've got either preteen children, teenage children, we've got family members getting older, maybe poorly, they're also pulling on our time. We're business owners or working, and we have that. So we're already in quite a stressed, our endocrine system is already in a stressed state. And then added to that, we have our hormones changing, and those hormone changes can be very slight, but it just tips the balance because we've got, you know, so much going on in our bodies. And what happens at the menopause is, during our mother phase, when, you know, we're caring for everyone else, we'll very often have, it's quite a big word, but trauma, and that could be just something small, but it could be big things as well. And that gets packaged away in our brain and you know, housed, and that's all fine, except for when we start getting these hormone imbalances, all of those little packages, the knots start coming untied. And so this is when this trauma can become quite a big thing. And this is why I went to do the coaching qualification, because I felt like I didn't really have the tools, enough tools to really help. And now I feel like I have the tools to help these women, especially women that are struggling at work.
I hear everything we said so far, very much about helping everybody up here, you know, mindset, education, understanding, being kind to themselves, just going through the motions. What about our actual skin? Just as a skin therapist, going back to what we do, how does our skin change, or how does our skin, does it suffer?
Massively.
Right.
Because estrogen in perimenopause, what's happening is, excuse me if you know this, but the estrogen is starting to drop. So then the progesterone drops too, but the male hormones then can become more dominant. As they drop, they can become more dominant. So this will make quite a lot of changes in our skin. There's a lot of rosacea around this stage of our life. Women that have suffered with breakouts can come back. at this stage of their life. So it's all about supporting their skin, and the skin health, the skin barrier is very important to repair and look after at this point. So yeah, there's a lot of changes in body.
And will you be including or incorporating skincare going as well as what else you're doing?
At some point that will, yeah, that is, it's all out there, it's all sort of coming
down.
And as part of the Skin Professionals group, I'm going to be doing training on menopause and the skin.
It makes sense, doesn't it, seeing you've got all of those years of industry experience to put that in, as well as, you know, what your positioning is now as an expert that can really help guide women going through this, whether they're salon owners or whether it's them, you know, them going through it personally, and they've still got to go to work and serve their clients and be the punch bag or the pillow or the whatever. And then, like I say, their clients, and then extra with the actual skincare as well. So that's 3 things. Yeah.
And so the you know, like you were saying, that obviously how they look is really affecting them as well. And that's one of the things that's most Googled is by menopausal women is, you know, either their skin, their hair, you know, how they look is massive, because it's all changing, because their bodies are changing, their face shape's changing. So, you know, we can do a lot with cosmeceuticals to help with that, and obviously as injectables if people are in, you know, that field as well. So there's a lot we can do to help women feel and look better.
Amazing. I know a lot of people that get to listen to this are going to be interested if they are of a particular age group themselves, and maybe they think this could be happening in the next few years ahead, or maybe they are watching and they are going through it right now, or they've got clients that they now have an inkling, oh yeah, she's had a few mood swings, oh she's complaining that she keeps sweating or having bad night sleeps. You know, they seem to be the first telltale signs that it's coming. Where can people find you? I know you've mentioned a couple of groups there, so mention them again.
I've got my Master in Menopause Mindfully group, and I've got my website, which is Tracey-Munro.com. So they're the 2 places to find me. I have got my skin one, but it's probably, if you're talking about menopause, probably those are the best ones. I think links will be in here as well, won't they?
Yeah, and around this video, once this video is uploaded onto our Academy platform, all of your handles will be there ready for people to click through as well. But I'm just thinking some people, they just love well, we do in the industry, we're a good old pen and paper, like, what was that? And impatient, want to go there right now. Oh, listen, thank you so much for your time, Tracey. I think you're doing an amazing thing. I'm surprised it hasn't been done before in our industry, really, considering that we are, like I said before, predominantly female industry with clients, therapists.
And I think that comes from the courage side of it, really, Layla, with women not feeling they should talk about these things. And you know, I think now things are opening up and we are all talking more about it if we find the right places, which is what I'm all about, really. So
you're right, actually, you just hit the nail on the head. Menopause is definitely one of those taboo topics where, you know, you don't really openly talk about it unless someone's might started it.
I like to look at it, you know, as a time to start to thrive. You know, if we use it in the right way, it can be liberating, and we mustn't be scared of it. There are symptoms, but there, you know, there's also a lot of positives that come with that stage of our life.
Yeah, definitely. Like no periods.
Yeah. Getting older, you know, we've got a lot more freedom in a lot more, you know, in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Tracey.
Thank you, Layla.
Take care. Speak soon.
Bye.
Bye.